Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And in the last episode we created our cool fins up here for this little, I'm assuming, escape for some air vent, and we also created some more aerodynamic elements here, and I think we smoothed off a section of the spoiler as well. What I think we'll do in this episode is we will maybe crack on with the door here. And we may hopefully actually get all this section done on the roof, a kind of window surrounds, and the door would be quite cool. So I think what we'll do first is we'll maybe crack on with the door. So if we just hit 3 on this, we see roughly what we're working with. It's not looking too bad as it stands. We've got our nice defined edge along here. I don't think we'll need to add anything to that. It looks defined enough. Maybe we could add something to it, but we also have another edge along here which we'll need to add as well. So I think the first things first, what we'll do with this is we'll grab all of these exterior edges, and because we're roughly on the correct axis here, what we'll do is we'll hit this on the world option and we'll just pull to the side. Okay, so it's going to be a bit tricky there. So I think rather than do them all at once, let us bring in the corresponding sections here. We'll also take the surround as well. We can isolate the selection, and what we'll do is we will have a look at bringing in some of these bit by bit. So we'll grab, so maybe grab all of this edge here. And maybe this bit here as well, we'll go with. No, actually let's do this. And we'll hit Control E on these here. And we want to kind of be reflecting the same angle that we have, so we see that this one's not directly in. So if we just pull down here on our blue arrow, that should bring us in at roughly the correct angle all around, which looks pretty good. And then what we could do with everything else, so if we grab all of these here, and then we'll take everything we didn't along this bottom section around here, and then we'll go up part of the door here. So we'll do something like that, and then we'll take these two, and we'll hit Control E, and we'll do this one on the world, and we'll take it in so that we're going in and through past that seal just there. And then finally we will grab these ones here. We'll just go on the blue arrow. Actually what we'll do is we'll go on the world, but we'll do a little mixture of side and down. Okay. So what we want to do now is we'll want to make sure that these vertices here are sitting how they should. So we're just going to merge these to their counterparts here. And what we'll do is we'll maybe have them meet in the middle here. Push this down just a little bit. Okay, should have an edge over here that we need to join. So we'll join this one to this one, and then we'll have two edges, or one edge down here, should I say. We'll go here. Perfect. Okay, so we've got the depth added in there, which is looking pretty good. Now, if I pull up my references here, now what I'm going to try to do is see, okay, so this edge here is not a defined edge, we just want to define the section that runs across. So what we'll do is we will select all of the edges here that go around, like so, and we'll bevel these edges like we have the others. 0.5 there looks like a half decent fraction for this. Maybe go 0.7, and then we'll hit 2 segments inside there as well. Okay, so we'll give that a smooth and see how that looks. So it's looking pretty good up and around here. It's looking quite good down. We've got this nice curve inside here, so that's looking pretty good. So I think all we'll really need to add to this is a few edge loops. So we'll drop one in down here, and we'll drop one just up here. We've got a little bit of a curve there, so we'll maybe leave that as it is. And again, we want that to follow around there quite nicely. We'll want a sharper edge inside here, so we'll try dropping in 2 edge loops just for now, see how that sits. Okay, so we've got that nice defined edge going up and around there. We've got a nice defined edge going in and along here. Now it is a little bit wavy around this section, so what we'll want to do is firstly we'll pull these out a little bit more. But I think what we could do is we will insert an edge loop and we'll maybe drop it just about here, just in the middle there. See if that helps add a little bit more structure, which it has. That looks a lot better there. So it looks still a little bit so what we could do is, whilst we're in the smooth view here, you could see about pulling a few of these points out just a little bit. It's a little bit better. Okay, that looks good. I think what we'll maybe want to do is we will want to add an edge along here as well, but we don't want it to go up and around, so we will insert another edge loop nice and close down here, and then around here. And that will allow us to create this edge down here, and as usual what we'll do is we'll grab these 2 points here and merge them together. Okay. Also as well, just pull this out so we get a little bit of a nicer curve there. Okay, so we've got a much better line now going along here, which looks good. This section around here now looks a little bit better as well. We've got that nice curve underneath here. Now, I think this line needs to be a little bit more defined along here. So what we'll do is, so I think if we go inside, so let's just insert an edge loop straight down the center here, so we've got 3 lines kind of in that area. Yeah, that looks much better. So we'll want to do the same down here, but this will be a little bit tricky. So what we'll do is we'll add a line here. Let's insert an edge loop through here. And we'll try, just bring that down like so. And then we'll need to merge the two verts here. And now we'll cross our fingers and hope that looks okay. So that looks good. We've got a nice little defined line going off and down straight onto the door. Perfect. So again, what we'll do here is we will assign our nice blin to this as well, just to show that we're all finished up. Perfect. And because I merged these before, what I'll need to do is I'll need to delete this because we made the change over here, so I'll need to remember to swap that back over as well. So looking good there with that section. Okay, so we could now have a look at maybe the surrounds for the windows here. So take these two, or maybe take this, and let's isolate the selection here. So we'll maybe start with this one. It looks like we've already got a little bit of information inside here, so all we'll really need to do, hopefully, is drop in some edge loops to help keep the structure. Like so. And then we'll also want to keep this point here, so we'll drop in 2 loops just there. We'll drop in some loops at each of the edges as well. Okay, so that looks good. And we'll go for this one here. And what we'll want to do is, if we highlight all the edges, we don't want to highlight the intersections here. So highlight all of these, we'll hit Ctrl E, and we're going to go down on just the blue arrow. We're only going to go ever so slightly. And then again, oops, we are going to insert some edge loops to help structure this. So we're going to need one all the way around this edge here. Need one inside here. We'll need to go all the way down here as well, but what we'll want is we'll want to go around the bottom here. So we'll insert an edge loop which is going to follow this all the way around here and stop. And we'll do the same here. That means now we can bring those two together. And then we can merge here. Okay. Let's just see how we're looking just now. So we've managed to maintain a bit of that curve up here. I think what we'll maybe want to do is insert a pair of loops here. So you can see we've got a little bit of a defined edge around there, looks good. And I think what we'll want to do is pop one down here. And here. Okay, well, that's looking pretty good. Hopefully you can't hear my cats going nuts in the background. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Let's see here. Looks good. Do we have an instance? We do have an instance around there. Perfect. Okay, so happy with that. That's looking pretty good. Let's have a think now about where else we can go. We can maybe go up and around the roof section. So let's just again apply some shinier parts up here and here. There's a little bit of a gap there, which I'll probably just sort just here. I'll probably sort that out inside in between episodes if I find some time. Okay, it's all looking good. So let's have a look at this roof now. This is going to be a bit annoying, I think, because of the intake here. It does look a bit weird in the case of that. It actually has glass inside, I believe. So let's isolate this just now, and I think what we'll do is for each of the edges around here, I think these will hit Control E, and we'll just go in on the blue options there. And if we grab all of these edges here, I think what we'll want to do is we'll want to bevel this as well. Okay, so 5 looks awfully big there. So looks for me like it's 0.3 looks good. I think maybe 0.2. And again, we'll go for 2 segments all around there. So that smooths it around quite nice. What we'll need to do as well is we'll need to add a few edge loops in here as well. So we'll drop one straight down here, and we'll have one that runs all the way around the front. And again, we don't want that to quite go like that, so we will drop a point here. We will drop a point here. And we will drop a point here. And basically what we want is this to run around here, this line here, and if you can connect here, over here. And then we can delete this edge, and just make sure that we don't have too many extra vertices that I've added. Perfect. So we will again, we'll insert an edge loop all the way around the edge, and we'll go around this edge as well. And we can join these ones here. So maintain that quite nicely, that's looking pretty good. We've got this edge maintained as well. So I think what we'll want to do with this is we'll want to grab all of the edges around here, and we're going to want to hit Control E. And I think we're going to want to pull down ever so slightly, like so. I think we'll then want to grab these edges, hit Control E, and go in here, like so. I think what we could actually do is grab all of the edges here and pull in the way. So I think what we'll need to do is we'll maybe insert an edge loop here, because it looks like there's actually an incline to this. And we'll need to take these inside. So it looks like there's an incline, so we're going to want to pull these ones up. And we'll want to follow that with these. Okay, that looks good. And we will, I think, just use edge loops around here. So maybe drop one like so, and one here, to make sure we've got a super nice cut around that section. And looks like it's got, you can select these. It looks like it kind of has a defined little bit around here. So what we could do is just create that kind of shape here. And then we can insert some loops around to define this as well. So we'll insert a loop here. So that's going to go down and follow quite closely around here. Do that. And we'll drop one just there as well. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And then we've got our fin up here, which we'll maybe want to highlight by running an edge down here. I think what we'll do is we'll actually cut this off in the center here, which will allow us to insert an edge loop. And then we can insert another edge loop down here. Join the two. And we can use that to kind of maintain some shapes. Okay, so we can see we've started to get that defined fin. That's all looking pretty good around there. Cool. So again, let's get our material on here. We'll also want to add it to this one. Perfect. Let's see where the pivot for this guy is. It's in the center, so we can quickly duplicate the special there. Oops. Get this smoothed off. Okay, so we've got quite a chunk of the car done now. We are looking pretty good around the roof, and we're looking pretty good around the door. So maybe we could have a look at something else whilst we're here. I think that section will take quite a lot of work. We can maybe go for the rear end down here. Let's open up our references. So it looks like we've just got a little bit more work to do around the actual exhaust here. So it looks like this face we don't actually want. And it looks like the vertices down here we'll actually want to move down, like so. Can't see how that looks, but if we check, that looks good. And then we can extrude our edge here into the center. And then hold X to snap. Okay. So let's have a think about this one then. Let's firstly grab these edges here and we'll hit Control E, and on the world option here we'll just pull those in, something like that. I think I might like to scroll that, just scale that down a little bit as well, and then snap these edges here into the center. So again, it looks like the bumper here does very similar to what it does at the top. So maybe we'll isolate these two. So actually we're going to want to go in and then we're going to want to go up. It looks here as well like in areas where it's a little bit messy, so we'll maybe want to tidy this up first. I think this as well will actually want to go over here. Because it looks like this defined edge maybe actually follows on from what we have up here. So do something like that. Just make sure we're following that nicely. And then we'll maybe take this part over and this up here. We'll just make sure we've got a decent curve down there. So that looks much better. Then we'll want to maybe pull these out as well to kind of follow that curve around. And we'll just get a little bit more space in between these because it will make it awkward when it comes to the smoothing here. So it looks like we've got a little bit of an indentation here that we need to consider. So before we do, let's get all of our edges here extruded out just a little bit. So we'll grab all of these points and we'll maybe take these ones too. And we'll extrude these in here. We don't want to go too far because we do want to have that detail inside, so something like that. We'll grab these here, we'll extrude, and this time we'll come this way. Merge those together, I think. Add a little bit more of a curve to that corner there. Here. We'll maybe want to come in the way. Oops. Again, make sure we're maintaining a corner here. For each of these, we're just going to do that maybe on the blue option here. And then here we'll come in on the world. Maybe bring this one in so it's got a nicer corner to it. Snap. Okay, so that looks good. And on the top edge here, let's grab each of these. Okay. And these should meet nicely in the middle, which they do. Okay, so what we'll do real quick is we'll grab all the edges around here. And we'll hit Control E, and on the world option we'll pull those up, like so. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So, let's grab all those edges across the top, all the edges down the side here. So we'll grab all these edges here, and again, we are going to edit mesh and hit bevel. So that looks way too big. Go 0.2. We'll drop 2 bits inside there. Okay. What we'll want to do as well is insert some edge loops. We'll drop one on the inside here and one here. I believe this one should fall quite nicely all the way along, which it is. And like before, we'll grab here and here. I think we pushed one up here just to be safe. Okay. So if we give this a little test, we do have an extra light that we do need to add in here. But for the most part, all around there's looking good. Now we do have extras on here as well, so we're going to insert an edge loop and we're going to drop it just on top here, nice and close. So that's looking good around there, so it's nice and soft, it doesn't need to be any heavier than that, which is good. Yeah, it's looking good. So we'll need to also insert an edge loop. Now this is quite a sharp edge, so we'll drop one in here. I'd say it's maybe a little sharper than that, so we'll go for one more, and if this doesn't work we'll need to do one around the outside, so we'll just drop one more in here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, that's looking good. And then maybe it's not quite that sharp. Maybe we'll add a secondary one on the outside here. Again, not sure about that. Let's try dropping one just here. Okay, that I'm happy with. It's fairly feathered, but it's got some rigidity to it, which is good. And what we'll do is grab all the edges to this exhaust system here. Let's bevel this too. And we'll maybe go 0.2 and then we'll hit segments 2. And we know that this wants a little bit of curve to it, so that looks okay. I think at the bottom here though, it's not quite that curved, so we'll drop one here. Okay, that's better there. I think we'll maybe drop one at the top here as well, something like that, since it's not going to harm dropping that in. Okay, so that's looking a lot better there. And it looks like the one thing left is to add a line on this here. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to make sure that this is kind of following the same curve around here. So you can see that's going to be straight down there, and we will insert an edge loop roughly the same distance as what we have above. So okay, as you can see now we've kind of got that shape to that as well. So that's looking pretty good. The only real thing to consider here, let's just grab each of these, or maybe just pull them in slightly. The only thing left to consider here is the insert that we'll add there. So that's looking pretty good. I think maybe I want to be a little bit further. Maybe not make this so sharp. Okay, that's better there. Okay, so what we'll do for now is even though it's not quite finished, we'll add our colour on here. Okay, so we're looking quite good on that rear section as a whole now. And we're also going to add the colour to this too. So it looks now, in terms of smoothing, we've only really got this larger section at the back here. I don't think it's going to be too tricky. But I think in the next episode what we'll do is we'll smooth this section on the back here. We'll make sure everything is merged and attached as it should be, and then I think it'll be a case of creating the headlights, creating our rear lights here, and the wheels, a few bits and bobs, and then we're good to go. Okay guys,